Rat City by Night is a 6-part Vampire the Masquerade miniseries from Game Master Monday. Content warnings include kidnapping, muggings, organized crime, vampire genre typical violence, death, mentions of blood, suicidal ideation, teenaged NPCs in violent situations, religious references, and of course, rats. Please take care of yourself and enjoy the show, and watch out for fleas.
Giancarlo Lacerva is not an unknown entity in Rat City. Head of the Lacerva family, one of the more powerful families in the city, owns several operations, oversees several operations. The bane of law enforcement, the boon of those he considers friends and family. Now standing with a rathedral door in his paw, which he drops to the ground, entering the rathedral. Barry and Anand, you would certainly hear this sound. It is an unavoidable sound. Even without your increased senses, you would note this occurring. And Carmela, you've never seen your father like this. You have certainly seen him work. You know how he can be menacing and intimidating, but this level of strength is not something you are accustomed to seeing any rat having, let alone your dad. And he enters and grabs you by the face, Carmela, and says, "Oh, what have they done to you?" But he doesn't ask it in a way where he's concerned, and he almost asks it in a way as if he were a scientist discovering something that has never been seen before, a bizarre joy and excitement.
Dad, what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
Yeah, but I asked you first, so you have to answer me.
Well, I was coming because my daughter, who normally makes donations on our behalf, has been missing. So I thought I would take it upon myself to visit the good Ratster, but it seems I'm too late from what I can smell. And he looks at Carmela and he looks at Pidge, and he is definitely looking in your eyes primarily. And he says, I've had the privilege of meeting some, why am I being coy about it? We're family after all. Carm, when were you planning on coming home and telling your old man that you had the plague?
Well, Dad, I was kind of told to not really go home.
Told, huh?
Yeah. Well, you told me to make a donation, and I made the donation, and then once I made the donation, I was turned, and then once after I was told to not go anywhere where I cared about people, and you see, I care about you, so really it's a compliment.
It's been kind of a crazy time, it's been a little confusing.
You know what's confusing? Being told that the Altos are responsible for your kid's disappearance, right?
Oh, well, that I can confirm. Yeah, that I can confirm.
Well, excellent. That makes my next moves more justified, I suppose. But see, everyone was saying they killed you, Carm. And then everyone was saying that we took one of theirs out, and we didn't do that, now did we?
I don't know, did you?
You seen Roddy around lately?
Well, yes and no. Sort of. He seems to be under the impression that I turned him.
He seems to be under that impression. So, did you or did you not turn him?
No.
I think his menacing grin kind of shifts to more of a furrow. For some reason, the information is disappointing to him. And he takes a step backwards and he rubs his little rat chin and he goes, "Didn't turn Roddy out though, so that must be this other rat they're talking about."
Who's they?
"Oh, I hired some professionals to find you. And you know what? They did."
You think Carmela is just going to look around at Pidge and then Anand and Barry and then just like shake her head and be like, she's been with them for the past like however many days, so probably not them.
Yeah, I think Anand's looking at Barry, looking at Pidge.
You hired somebody to spy on us?
"No, if I wanted someone to spy on you, I would have kept it in the family. No, I needed someone a little more off the beaten path because all of these rumors were circulating that my daughter had been murdered by our arch nemesis, which is a shame because if that were true, then all the aggression that has been bubbling under the surface has really come to a head. We've had some encounters, if you say. I'm still not 100% sure where Roddy Alto is, but last I heard was Carmela he had changed him, but that doesn't sound like it's the case. So I'm starting to reevaluate my options here, but I think I'm still
He got
gonna
abandoned
offer
by
to
his
save.
family.
Oh,
He
did
was really sad about it. We had a whole conversation
Yeah.
about it.
The Altos never were as progressive as us LaServas, that's for sure. Because, see, when I hear about plague rats and the interesting biological shifts that come with it, I don't turn to anger, Carm. I see
Well,
an
that was
opportunity
good.
here.
Huh?
What kind of opportunity?
She get you, Pidge?
I think that's personal information.
Not like that, Pidge. I mean, do you have it? The plague, that is?
And I look around to Carmen and the others, sort of like, should I say? Yeah.
Is he also with the plague, if you would? Or can we sniff it? Can we feel it?
You would be able to know that Giancarlo has a heartbeat still. So in a sense, yes. The thing that has unified you is you've not been able to sense a heartbeat. Giancarlo still has one.
Anand, I don't know where you've been. We've had nothing but problems for kind of a while now.
Right, but I mean, I think we have a new problem.
Well, we'll figure it out the same way we always do. Being bigger problems.
As I'm talking to Giancarlo and just saying, it's been a little bit of an adjustment period, but I really think we've got it under control now, and I'd like to use my panacea to try and soothe his mental or emotional turmoil.
Yeah, can you make a rouse check for me?
Yeah. That's a 7.
So you will avoid getting hungrier, and now you will make a composure and presence roll.
One of my hunger die is a 1. All the other ones is successes, not 10s.
On 3 successes, you will successfully be able to calm this weird, flaring undercurrent of malice that seems to be brewing within Giancarlo. What do you say to him?
I can understand that it would be incredibly frightening to be told and to hear on the news and on the radio and from, the Altos and all of these other people that your daughter has been, that something happens to her, and then to discover that she's actually okay and in fact maybe a little different. But who among us doesn't change from time to time? Isn't that kind of what life is all about? Is about evolving and changing based on your circumstances and overcoming adversity and all of that. I think we're doing okay. You don't have to worry.
You've always been one of the good ones, Pidge. You know that?
Oh, thanks, Mr. Lacerva.
Not a lot of folks around here will be as forgiving or as generous to our family as you have been, and you have been a wonderful influence on my daughter, which is why I am okay with what I'm about to say here. I am not angry or scared or frightened. I am excited, calm. Surely by now you've noticed that not only are you different, but there are abilities you have now, right?
Not for nothing, but I can hear your heart beating, so how were you able to do that?
I don't know how it operates, alright? All I know is I was given an opportunity, and I am a man who does not squander his opportunities. And I don't think you should squander this one. The Lacervas, Carm, my daughter, if the Altos are going to be so avoidant of plague rats, and if the mayor is going to be so afraid of plague rats, and if anyone else wants to try and muscle in to what is our city, then Carm, I think you need to understand, we can change people in our organization, in our family, people who stand against us. We can bring more rats into the Lacerva family, our clan, our nest, and we can actually take over this city uncontested, no hiding. We can legitimately, for lack of a better word, rule around here.
Yeah, we already do.
You don't understand the half of it. Having to maneuver around police, bribe them, having to work with the city, having to maintain this facade of professionalism and courteousness so that no one comes after us. No more playing dirty or cheap tricks. We could be out in the open and do exactly what we want with no red tape. And that can spread outside of Rat City. We can have a legitimate nest and army of superpowered rats that just do whatever we tell them to do, Carmen. You can be a cog in that machine, a vital leader in the operation.
I think Anand has heard enough. He didn't just watch Barry kill Tucker for someone to go and use this second life to control Rat City. And he's going to look apologetically at Barry, and he is going to come up from the hole. Carm, I think you know as well as I do that this is wrong.
Do. With this, I would like to dread gaze my father.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Okay. We're going to start by having you make a rouse check.
That will be an 8.
You avoid being hungry. For your dread gaze, you are going to roll your charisma and your presence. I, as Giancarlo, will roll composure and resolve. Whoever has more successes will be able to exert their will, let's say.
That is 6 successes. That is 6 successes. Against all fucking odds, that is 6 successes. One of them is a crit.
When you dread gaze your father to turn him away from this, how do you do so?
As Carmilla looks to her father, this is a look that she's never given him before. Whereas usually she would look up to him, whether it be in awe or admiration. This time, it's her calling the shots. And as she looks at him, these eyes that are nearly shooting daggers come upon her face. And she'll just say, I'm not a fucking cog in a machine. I am the machine. I'm not gonna be doing a damn thing that you just said.
Giancarlo stands there. You having bore your vampiric nature to him, now seeing the full scope of what a plague rat is capable of. Briefly frozen. Briefly looking at the door, looking behind you. There is a fear there you have not seen from your father in the entire time you've known him. That fear eventually hiding behind a mask he often wears as he simply mutters, "All right, come. I see. Clearly I'm not strong enough yet to sway you to what needs to be done here. I guess I'll make my leave then. But, and he hesitates for a moment as if he doesn't want to have to say this. And he says, I have other ways. And I'm gonna find them out. So now you're gonna have to find me. And he quickly leaves the Rathedral.
Wait! And runs face forward into one hairless, out of breath, flea-born Peachy LaRue.
A second, Mr. Giancarlo. A moment. That was... I didn't want to interfere, family. Oh my god. I thought I'd have more stamina after this.
Peethy! And crawling not terribly far behind Peachy is one Bellamy Rex, who most certainly can't keep up with Peachy's newfound stamina, let's say.
Two chud rats stand at this torn open door.
Fuck. Hold on. And he pulls out a Rat Bros cigarette and lights it. Oh, fuck. Pizzy, I can't keep up with you like that.
I can't keep up with myself. Are you kidding me? Okay, wait.
Okay.
And she looks, observes the scene. Nobody's dead. The smell of blood is apparent. That could be addressed later.
Okay, you're not dead. Whew, deader. Oh, Miss Carmela, it is a pleasure to meet you.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Peachy LaRue.
Carmela Gianna Lucali Serva.
Yeah. Pleasure to meet you. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
She leans against the pillar of the Rathedral and just pats Bellamy on the shoulder.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry, Miss. I've been
Are
running
you
for.
okay?
My lungs ain't what they used to be. Excuse me.
Do you need to sit down?
Yeah, if you don't mind, actually,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
gonna.
a bunch of empty seats.
Sorry. And Bellamy like sits down on the ground and like kind of fetal position, pulling one of his legs like up towards his chest and like leaning back to try to open up his little rat lungs. Oh, thanks. Oh God.
Peachy has regained herself, and you can see in her bright red eyes and her pallor of wrinkly pink skin, she shares in your curse.
Oh, sorry, we ran all the way from 7th and Banana. It was a whole thing. Oh, but good news is you haven't killed each other. The bad news is I do very desperately need your help.
And she looks around and sees the other plague rats in the building.
Oh, great, there's more of you. Wonderful, wonderful.
When you see Anand is over in the corner, he's found like a wooden board that he's slowly pulling up to get a weapon.
No, please. I used to have asthma. I don't know if I still do, but I think I do. Ollie. We all know Ollie, right? So, they're planning to turn this entire city into a flea-ridden utopia. Not a good utopia. Fleas are terrible. You telling me, look, I'm not even perspiring. That's so strange. And Mr. LeServant, your plan, it certainly has merit. I always support a good union. But we cannot let Ollie get away with this.
Peachy, I don't think the LeServers are doing anything different that Ali isn't planning on doing.
Peachy attempts a wink at you, but it looks like her eye twitches.
Is this a plague thing?
Yeah, it's a plague thing, and she
Okay.
tries to wink again at you. She's doing a subterfuge.
Oh. Never mind. Hold on. Sorry, keep doing your thing. And just goes back to taking in a cigarette.
I think I'm a little confused here. I'm Pidge, and I raise my hand up to wave at the two of you.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt the introductions, but I have something that I need to do, and some of our family members have revealed that they are ungrateful for their upbringing, so I have to pivot to a new plan.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't... we taking care of Mr. LeServo or Ollie first?
As you say the names of the two rats that you have perhaps identified as one of these centers of your premonitions, a new one floods into your mind. You see different representations of things floating through your head. You see a clock with a rat with red overalls and white gloves spinning far too fast, unable to keep track of the time it's supposed to be keeping track of. You start to see visions of different rats with red eyes scurrying to and fro within the city. You see Meatball, who you've now met on a few occasions, and all the different visions, unable to discern what they could possibly mean, eventually colliding into one clear vision. The one clear vision you are seeing is one large rat that seems to be consisted of hundreds, if not thousands, of other rats, all moving in one slow direction. And in the inside of that rat, several different voices calling out. Some seem to be shouting different ideas and suggestions for rules, some only saying the words, "I'm so hungry," some only saying the words, "We have to hide, we have to leave," and the large rat, consisting of all of the other rats, seems aimless, directionless, no place to clearly go, and then you just see it collapse under the weight of itself.
Anand, if he understands what his visions are saying, it feels like Rat City needs a firm hand to guide it. Maybe the Laservas. Ollie's gotta be first.
I'm going to be crystal clear here. Anyone who stands against me is not going to make it past my wrath. I don't care if it's the Altos. I don't care who this Ollie is. We're going to find out soon enough. All I know is there's a way to restore order in this city, and you all seem to have it. I think Carmela's a good judge of character. I would hope she would understand that the ambitions of the family are more important than the ambitions of the city that has stood against the family for all these years. I understand that you are more powerful than I am now, Carm. I'm not stupid. I've never been stupid. But Miss LaRue here has shown me a little taste of power, and frankly, I know where I can get more of it, so it's either join me now or join me later.
Peachy would like to call upon her rapid reflexes and knock this man off his feet and threaten him with what a true Fleaborn can do.
So, in order to do that, Abby, you will be rolling Dex plus Athletics and your Celerity, and I'll just be over here rolling to see if we can keep him upright.
We'll see about that, because I rolled a critical. That is 2 10s. So that already we're going to put that aside. And then one more success. So that would be 5 successes on a critical.
And yet you needed 6. You attempt to do so, and perhaps it's the newfound strength, perhaps it's your newness to the plague, whatever it may be, you ricochet off of Giancarlo, your tiny fleshy body crashing against what feels like a brick wall, landing on the ground. This man, already strong in life, stronger now thanks to the gift that you yourself gave him, and he simply turns slowly to face the rest of you and says, I was hoping for a different outcome. There's gonna be a war out there, Carmela, and I suggest you choose the side you're gonna be on. And I definitely suggest you keep an eye on your brother. And he walks out of the Rathedral and gets in his car.
Bellamy runs over to where Peachy lands to immediately go, Peachy! And scrambles over to check on his friend.
I'm fine, Bellamy.
Peachy, you don't look fine. You good, buddy? Come on.
She's got a massive Giancarlo shaped bruise on her tummy. Dead she may be, but her flesh still acts like it is alive in the worst ways.
I'll be fine. I'll have to grab someone's pet cockroach after this. It'll be okay.
Just like a flea. Just like a flea. You're strong. You're strong. You'll make it through this. Fuck. And I think Bellamy just turns to look up at the rest of you, seeing, I guess, just more of what he's afraid the rest of the city is going to become.
Are you the two my dad hired to keep an eye out for me?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're the two that told him I'm a plague rat.
Your father asked, we answered.
Yeah, thanks for that.
He's a very intimidating man.
Uh-huh.
And the two of you are as well?
Oh no, me, kind of.
No.
Kind of? What the fuck do you mean, kind of?
I ain't let no flea bite me yet.
What the fuck is a fucking flea?
You can see Peachy's dead eyes flash for just a moment.
So, clearly you have been listening to my tapes.
Peachy proceeds to go on a 10-minute rant about the Grand Flea conspiracy.
And it didn't take me right, so I'm not fully a flea. You, however,
And she points directly at all of you, finger scanning across the room.
are all fleas. But you're good fleas. Because unlike your father, no offense, after he got a taste of my flea-tainted blood, he went mad with power.
Look, he gave me a bruise, and she looks up her scarf. You see, again, a Giancarlo-shaped bruise on her tummy.
Sorry, I'm not a flea. I'm a rat.
But and he just kind of pauses for a moment, kind of like just like finger in the air, cigarette like hanging loosely from his lips. You.
Yeah.
She's a rat.
I'm a rat.
Okay, regardless of what you think you are. Regardless of what you think you are, you're a flea. You're turning into fleas. The big fleas making all of you turn into fleas.
I haven't seen anything about fleas. I've seen
That's because the
blood.
mayor's hiding it behind
I've
all
seen
this plague.
blood.
nonsense.
I've seen cats. I've seen a giant walking rat made out of rats.
Wait, what? You saw what, Anand? When did you see all that?
Somebody out of all of us has to take charge of the situation. Carmela, I know that your first instinct is to be the one, but you are the person who does.
Usually it's fucking crime that I do, but in this case I feel like crime is not the answer.
I think you might be wrong. I think crime might be the
We
answer.
can do crime?
Whoa.
Okay, alright, let's go. Let's fucking go. Cracks her little rat knuckles.
Wait, okay. I don't think crime's the answer to this. I think that there was other things that need to be handled first.
What do you know about Big Flea, Ollie?
Ollie's got a small army of fleas and is planning to use those fleas to turn other people that they think deserve to be fleas into fleas, and also spread fleas everywhere, but also not turn everyone into fleas because food, I guess. Well, yeah, you all need the blood and stuff.
Rat City will become Flea City. Think about it, drained of blood.
Every city would become Flea City.
There wouldn't be a single rat left.
Baba, what do you make of this?
I'm not sure about any of this flea business. But I'm on board to find Ollie, I guess.
I can take you. But do one of you have access to a vehicle? I really don't want to run all the way back to where Ali is.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so I do agree we do need to do something about Ollie. We also do have to do something about Giancarlo.
Ollie is the blood. Giancarlo is the cats. And then we have to worry about the big rat. One at a time, we take out the blood.
My dad did say something pretty similar to what you're saying about what Ollie wants to do. I'm also pretty worried about my dad. How much do you know about my family? Evidently you're well fucking acquainted with all this risk sucking.
Sorry, yeah, hold on. I hand you a card. Bellamy Rex, private investigator.
Maybe what we do, we figure out how to get to Ollie. We also maybe pay attention to Meatball and Okay, so game plan. We figure out a game plan, step 1. Step 2, we do step 1 of the game plan.
I think Ollie has had the longest time to build things up, and therefore is the first hole we have to fill.
I think, if I may, the first hole that I think we should fill is Tucker's grave. I don't want her family to find this.
What, Tucker? Who's Tucker?
Wait, Tucker's grave?
Baba, I think we have to do that afterwards when we have the time to give her the respect.
Well, we can't just leave her here.
Why don't we give a nice burial space out back?
I mean, in a way, this is where she wanted to be, Baba.
If we can just bury her out back somewhere.
Is there a blanket nearby that Anand can use to wrap Tucker?
The Cathedral definitely has those kind of resources. This can be an in-between home for folks. So yes, you would have things like blankets, small digging implements. There's of course a little burial plot behind the Cathedral. So you have those resources.
Then I think that Barry will bury her.
You lay Tucker Flynn down for what you hope to be her final resting place. Most of you never knowing this person until today, one of you knowing her for the entire 6 months of her life. In the wake of this, standing in the Cathedral, you are given the information that you need to know. That during the Rat Detectives' investigation of locating Carmela Lacerva, they ran into another plague rat named Ali Manas. Ali, of course, has been turning other rats, just as Tucker had, but at a higher pace, it would seem, and was not merely targeting those on the brink of death, from what they can tell you. You now know that Giancarlo Lacerva has been made aware of the wondrous powers that plague rats have, and is looking for an inn to either gain said power and turn the rats of the city using his own daughter, or as he mentioned, has other means, and left a cryptic warning about Carmela's brother. You, as plague rats in the city, now know this information. What each of you want to do about your current station, the condition of the city, and the future of what this condition will look like is in your own paws, it would seem.
You said you know where Ollie is?
Yeah.
Hidden, but plague rats, we can find it.
I should probably give a warning to my brother on the way.
Peachy's gonna look at Carmela and you know that pose that pangolins make? They put their little claws together and they look like they're so nervous to ask you to prom. That is Peachy. But with her bulging, rats do this thing, it's called boggling. Their eyes will pop because they're chewing on their skull. She's bruxing nervously and...
Carmela, I only ever, touched his sweat, but he was very polite, and if you think it would help protect him,
and she points at her wrist where you can see 2 little fang marks.
it wouldn't change him, but it could give him an advantage if your father does something that he's going to regret.
That's not a bad idea, Peachy. Thank you. You're a good rep.
She breaks out in a genuine grin. You see her nasty little fangs. They just look like 2 little incisors on the side of her other incisors.
Oh, well, really, it's belly me. It does most of the work. But we should move. Big Flea's on the move. And the next thing you know, Big Tick's gonna be sitting here too. We gotta...
The Pidge is once again a little overwhelmed, but trying to stay cool and stay with the group, and I look at Carm, and I kind of, if we're starting to move, I try and hold her back just a little bit so we're walking last behind everyone. Are you doing okay? This is kind of a lot.
Yeah. it is a lot, but I need to make sure Meatball's okay. But you're here.
Yeah, I mean, we can stop and find him and make sure he's okay. What are you're not gonna...
Nah.
I don't know what we're gonna do about your dad.
Neither do I.
I know you don't want to...
No, don't worry about that.
But it's hard when it's family, you know? I know that the two of you are really close, and I know how much family means to you, so I wouldn't blame you if you were conflicted or if you were considering...
If there's a way to make him see reason, but I don't know if there is. That's the problem.
Kind of sounds like... And I look ahead to the rest of the group and I lower my voice. Kind of sounds like Anand wants to take your dad out.
Kind of sounds like that, but the problem is that's going to create a big old power vacuum, and someone's going to take his place, and that someone might be worse. So we have to consider our moves very carefully.
Yeah, but I mean, power vacuum, sure, but I mean, that's your dad.
I know. The fucked up thing is, what I'm considering is how to try to get him under my thumb. Because that's the only way I see it working out.
What do you mean?
That's the only way I see it, how we both make it out alive. Without him turning everyone. Or I just lock him in a room forever. That could work. You know. Probably.
Yeah,
I'll let him out for Sunday dinner.
Try that. I guess we'll have to figure that out pretty soon.
Yeah. But first and foremost, I gotta make sure Meatball's okay.
Yeah. He's probably on one of his routes to the shop, right?
Maybe. Hopefully. Let's also make sure your shop's okay.
You know that no matter what happens, I'm gonna be right there with you, right?
Right back at you. And she'll give your hand or your paw a little reassuring squeeze. And a little headbutt.
Anand, I feel like a lot has happened this evening. You ever heard of this big flea, big tick stuff?
I've seen visions of blood. I've seen visions of cats. I've seen visions of a giant rat. No fleas, but I wonder if Peachy and I are really seeing the same thing, which is that Rat City needs to be protected. It's a place that's taken me in. These rats, they're good rats. We can't all be going around becoming plague rats, biting each other until there's none of us left.
I do agree with that. There needs to be some sort of end to all this.
I wish I knew a better way, but all I can see is doing what I can to protect everyone, and then, I mean, in the end, I can't stay here either.
Well, if nothing else, it's very noble what you want to do. So I'm glad that, as different as we've become from who we used to be, we still have that. We still have who we were.
It's all I've ever wanted to do since Ratsfield, and then to see Rat City. Such a beautiful place with so many rats. I've always just wanted to be like Rachman and protect my fellow rats. I just didn't think it would be this way. I thought it would be building safer buildings and protecting the city from rain. I didn't think it would be like this.
You ever think of going back to Ratsfield?
That was originally my goal. To come to Rat City and learn more about making a great city and taking it back to Ratsfield, but not like this.
Rat City is the only place I've ever known at all. Never been anywhere else. Grow up, you start a family, you put down roots. And then you're there. Not that that's a bad thing, not that I regret any of it. I don't mean to sound like I've been stuck here. I've been very happy to call Rat City my home all these months. But
maybe I can take you to the place I told Tucker about.
not yet.
Not yet.
Let's make sure that as much as we can, we're leaving this place better than we found it.
So the question remains for you, too. To potentially put an end to this, to leave this place better than you found it. Do you follow Carmela or do you follow Peachy?
I think that we should go visit Ollie.
That's who Tucker warned us about.
It is. We've got a memory to preserve.
I'm glad to have met you, Baba.
You too, kid. Make sure you look after Nikolai.
We follow Carmela and Pidge to the general route that Meatball should be taking to and from the Lacerva home to the pie shop. Meatball, of course, leading some of the more exclusive members of Pidge's recently established program to the pie shop, a task he has been diligent in the past day or so, despite Pidge not actually being at the pie shop. As you are checking on this route, I would like you both to make a roll for me very quickly. This is going to be a wits and awareness roll. If you are not a fan of wits, you can also argue intelligence. I'm open to either.
It's an 8 and a 6, so 2 successes.
2, okay.
So 1, 2, 4 successes.
Pidge, all your life, you have had a better sense of hearing than other rats. Your mom always attributed it to the fact that you have bigger, more open ears than the other rats you used to grow up with. In your current state, that sense has only gotten sharper. And while Carmela is keeping a calm aura, there may be something blocking her from hearing the familiar yelp of Meatball Lacerva in danger. Something you have now become acutely aware of in the back alleys where you've encountered most of the danger you've seen as a plague rat.
Oh no. Wait, I turn in the direction that I hear it. Where is it coming from?
Not near your shop. I would say 3/4 of the way there, in one of the backer alleys. If you were to imagine the objects in your head relying solely on things like the vibrations of sound, you could probably picture things like a small dumpster, some scattered debris on the ground, Meatball Lacerva, and one other rat in that alley.
I hear him. Oh, he's in trouble. Over this way. And I kind of pull on Carm's arm and lead her in the direction of where I hear it.
What do you hear?
He's in trouble. He's with somebody.
Oh, fuck.
You don't hear that?
No?
Okay, I think we gotta be quiet. We want to sneak up on him, right? And I lead us over to where I hear the sound, trying to be real stealthy.
I'm going to give it to you because of the earlier success, but your stealth does pay off here. However, when you get into the alleyway, you do see Meatball Lacerva, a little worse for wear. Does not appear to be bleeding, but he does appear to be roughed up a bit, kind of crumpled in a corner. You can still hear his heartbeat.
Can I try and sense if there's anybody, if I can hear them or see them or do that thing that I've been noticing I can do in my head where I can see things?
Yes. I will let you pick your attribute here because I think 3 could work. This will be an awareness roll, but you can choose between composure, intelligence, or wits.
Composure, intelligence, or wits. I'm gonna do intelligence. I think I've been spending enough time with Carmela to know when something feels like a trap. So that makes... Okay, here we go.
I'm looking for a 3 here.
4 successes.
Can you sense anyone else here? No. Can you sense that something isn't right, that this feels like a trap? Yes.
I whisper to Carm. Something doesn't feel right here.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just get the sense that, like, why would... If someone were looking, if somebody were beating up Meatball, they would probably be doing it to find one of us, right? If they knew. What if they did it? What if they're waiting for us to come? And what if we go over there and we go and we try to get Meatball up on his feet and then... What if it's a trap?
Well, that's not ideal.
As you say, that's not ideal, Carmela. You feel a small claw on your back. Not Pidge's, just a claw.
No.
And you feel yourself launch up into the air. Not being thrown, you seem to be being carried by something feral, something hungry, something angry. And as established, this is in fact what Pidge feared. And Pidge, all you do is witness Carmela soar into the air, being carried by who else but Roddy Alto.
Can I try and grab onto her if I see her, like, being yoinked up next to me? Do I have time to make a reaction and try and hold on to her?
You would not in this instant. It happens in the blink of an eye. Roddy has, from what you can tell, only gotten worse since you last saw him. There is a more animal nature to him than before. All you hear is snarls and growls from Roddy Alto as you watch as Carmela is taken up seemingly to the top of this building and being dangled off of it by Roddy Alto on the edge. And with you, Carmela, with Roddy right in your face, he looks worse. It looks like he got another condition on top of the plague, or the plague itself may be deteriorating him. There is a bloodshot look in his eye. There is viscous drool coming off of his mouth. And he said, if I get rid of you, then Ollie will accept me. I'm gonna be able to get back into everything. You ruined everything.
Tell me more about that.
He just roars in your face. There's nothing left to say. Or you have an opportunity here to potentially do something, but so do you, Pidge.
Yeah, I'm of two minds here. So paint me a little word picture. He has me, am I dangling off the roof, or do I have contact with the roof? Do I have any type of footing / contact with my body on this roof?
Your feet would be dangling off. You would not have any contact. The only thing connecting you to the roof is Roddy's arm.
Okay.
Is he visible? Can I see him?
You can now.
Would I be able to use my rapid reflexes to use the contact of the arm to flip myself over to try to get on the other side of him?
If I see Carm get scooped up right in front of me, and I know that Meatball is not doing great, but he's breathing, he's alive, he's okay. I think, just out of pure instinct, I would try and jump as high up as I possibly can to follow. And I don't even think I'm not thinking about anything but getting to Carm and making sure she's okay. And so I would like to try and launch myself as high up as I can, and maybe find it particularly easy for me to do that.
To break out of Roddy's grasp, you will be making a strength and athletics roll for me, Carmela. Pidge, you will be doing a dexterity and athletics roll. And you're going to have to beat Roddy in this particular situation.
Seeing as I only have one dot in strength, I would like to rouse the blood. That is a 9. So that is a success.
You will not get hungrier.
Amazing.
4 successes.
No shit.
I rolled 5 die.
Carmela, you wriggle and writhe, and you try to get the jump on Roddy that you've been able to get so many times before, but his strength is overpowering you. You can feel the claws digging into your back, the scars and new blood beginning to form, a grasp loosening. But Pidge, what is it like when a rat learns to fly?
I don't even think I noticed that I'm flying until I get all the way up to Carm, and I wrap my arms around her, and I try and I just pull her out of Roddy's grasp. We tumble, I think, because I can't fly when I've got my arms around the person that I care the most about. And we tumble on the ground of the roof. And I look at her and I say, "Hi, you okay?"
How the fuck did you get up here so quickly?
Oh shit, and I look behind us to see Roddy, who I assume is coming after us.
Fair assumption. He's not happy with the transpiring of events. Just seems to be growling, getting closer, muttering the name Ollie under his breath in between other utterances of Carmela's name.
I scramble up to standing, and I stand in front of Carm. Okay, I think that maybe this has all been just some sort of a misunderstanding, and that maybe we can talk this out. You know, our offer to have you join our group still stands. I think we can just overlook all of this. I'm sure Meatball will forgive you. I think maybe we should just all go and have a slice of pie and talk about. Oh no, we can't have. We can just have some blood, I guess, and just talk and everything will. We can figure this out. I am trying to bring Roddy down to a modicum of steadfastness, so I have to make a rouse check for that.
Yes, you do.
Which is at 0. It's a 10. That's the best I could do.
That's the best you can do. You won't get hungrier. Then you'll make a composure and presence roll.
A 6, 7, and an 8.
A 6, 7, and an 8. Roddy Alto charging full force towards the two of you. Trips on himself. Landing on his face, gravel cutting him up. And then you just hear a soft, gentle sobbing. And he looks up at the two of you, and he's like, I fucking give up. Nobody wants me, man. I can't do fucking anything right. God damn it.
We all make mistakes, Roddy. It's okay.
No, not everybody makes fucking mistakes. You two got whatever the fuck you're doing. I can't get back in the fucking family. I can't make Ollie happy. I can't do fucking nothing.
What did they ask you to do?
I'm just supposed to turn fucking rats, and I can't get fucking Meatball. I can't get him. He just keeps fucking...
It's because he's so sweaty, isn't it?
I don't...
It's the palms.
He slips right out of your grasp.
Yeah, does that.
This stupid fucking plague. It's more trouble than it's worth. I thought I was gonna have it all, man. I just can't. I'm sick of this.
Listen.
No, I quit. I'm done. I'm fucking over it. I'm getting the hell out of Rat City, and I can't stay here forever anyway. What's gonna happen? Old Roddy Alto's gonna be here for, what, a year?
What do you mean?
You'll have to leave eventually too, you know? We can't age. Have you noticed how there's been a month since this all happened and you haven't gotten grayer? What are we gonna do? Sit here and outlive everyone? Eat the fucking city until there's no one fucking left? I'm sick of this shit. Take your fucking brother. People are really after him, and if I can't get him, someone else fucking will. I'm skipping town. I'm sick of this.
Roddy, I think you have a real opportunity here. You know, we don't. There's two kinds of family. There's the kind that we don't get to choose, but then there's the kind that we do.
With all due respect, I ain't gonna be in no fucking family with her.
Well, I think you're missing out
Tough.
on a really great person, a really great rat.
She's done nothing but make my life worse. Our families do not connect. She cost me everything. I'm leaving.
Roddy, I'm sorry for the bad blood between our families.
Yeah, well. Better find your dad. I hear he's, looking to ascend Ollie's ranks.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm getting out of here. I don't know where I'm going, but it can't be Rat City anymore. There's nothing left for me here.
Good luck.
Yeah, whatever. Piss off.
I mean it.
Scurries down the building.
Well. Oh boy. Okay. Are you sure you're okay? Come on.
You know, I feel like we should just go process this later.
Yeah. Okay. We have a lot to process later. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like what we should do was, yeah, we should probably get Meatball, maybe give him a little blood, get him somewhere safe, and hope he doesn't remember that we gave him blood.
I think it's important that he gets to choose. if
True.
he wants it or not.
True.
Right?
Very true. Okay, so we wake him up. We ask him if he wants the blood. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think if we're just looking down the edge of the building and seeing how high up it is and me remembering how I got up here, I think to answer your earlier question of what does it feel like for a rat to fly, I think I feel that when I look back at Carmilla. You want some help getting down?
Yeah, please. That would be nice.
Okay, you gotta hold on to me, okay?
Easiest question in the world.
And as soon as I feel her wrap her little rat paws around me, I with a big flap of my arms that have always been different. Now I'm realizing why. I fly us down to the ground.
There's been rumors and tales with those who live in Rat City that sometimes they can look into the sky and swear they see rats with wings. Some just call them that, rats with wings. Some call them angels. And if one were to be looking into the night sky tonight, at a particular alleyway near Pitch's Pie in the sky, some could swear maybe they saw one today. Hello, my citizens of the sewers. It's me, your storyteller Grant, appearing to you here in the middle of the episode one last time to tell you about things that are good and cool. Rat City may be coming to an end, but we at Game Master Monday have a lot, and I mean a lot, of really great stuff coming up, and it's coming up very, very soon. So let me first take you on a little walk through all the amazing things we have planned for you, starting with our live Pride games on Twitch. That's right, we'll be celebrating Pride all of June on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/GameMasterMonday. We have a great mini-series and a charity one-shot for you. Starting on June 12th, we will have Fair Season, GM'd by Okami from House of Dreams. Fair Season is a GM-less and diceless tabletop role-playing game that uses the Belonging Outside Belonging system. It draws the players into the colorful world of Middle Ages historical reenactment and Renaissance fairs. In the midst of a dreamy and escapist week-long costumed camping event, they will find themselves drawn into a series of strange supernatural occurrences, a quest that is spun from ancient primal magic and the very power of imagination itself, the dream. Can these everyday people embracing their idealized selves of a mythic past survive a true quest of myth and magic? Will they be able to make it to Pack Down on the dawn of the event's final day? Only the dream knows. Like I mentioned, this is starting on June 12th and will continue on June 26th. It'll be live at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, GM'd by the game's creator Okami, and starring Anduin, Hamna Shahid, Kelly the Kellhop, Monroe El Soto, and Ra Ra. On June 29th, we'll be back hosting a charity stream of Viva La Queer Bar. Step inside the Cozy Board, a queer-friendly game shop filled with fun titles, interesting patrons, and a gay-as-hell staff with plenty to talk about. As mentioned, this will be a charity stream benefiting Dem Boys, an organization providing charitable financial assistance to trans masculine people of color for access to gender affirmation surgery. You can learn more about this great cause at demboys.org. That's DEMBOIS.org. This will be guided by Dusty Hill from Goblets and Gays, and stars Blue from Batty Bards, Kim Suyuki from 5 GMs in a Trenchcoat, Mags Curry from Streaming Rainbow, and GMM's own Taz. But don't even think for a second that I am done yet, because the podcast is also about to get gay as hell. You're not going to hear my voice in the GM seat for a while. The next couple of episodes will be run by our co-GMs, Zoop and Taz. All of our Pride games will be run by Zoop this month. You can tune in literally next Monday, June 15th, for the exciting sequel to last year's Crushes and Cryptids, aptly named Crushes and Cryptids 2, and you will also be able to hear on June 29th, the same day as our Viva the Queer Bar stream, the exciting and gay as hell, Can You Host? Very excited to get Zoop back in the GM seat. If you've enjoyed her here on Rat City, you're going to love these next 2 episodes, and maybe I will finally rest. Though I have mentioned that beyond June, you're not going to hear my specific voice for a while, and that is because in July, you're going to have the exciting debut of our 3rd Game Master, Taz, appearing on the show. So prepare yourselves for her grand debut on July 6th as we run No Tell Motel. She's even prepared a little sneak peek for you.
Coming soon to Game Master Monday. I look around and notice caution tape across the door of Cottage 7. What's that? Katie, what happened? When tragedy checks in at the Stellar Motel, when Cottage 7 still hadn't dropped off the room key by the time I was done cleaning and changing sheets in the other rooms, I went to check on them. I knocked. No one answered. So I opened the door and I saw them on the floor next to the bed, bruises around her neck. A nosy motel clerk with a little too much time on her hands is determined to get to the bottom of it. They called it an accidental overdose. An overdose? That can't be right. You said there were bruises around her neck. Yeah, but you know they don't care. Join us on July 6th for my editing and sound design debut with The Stellar Motel.
Incredibly grateful to both Zoop and Taz for taking over for the next couple of months here on the podcast while I focus on other things, including maybe the next season of Castaway. More information about that soon. Seriously though, I am very fortunate to have 2 of the very best GMs that I know taking over the pod for the next little while, and you all are going to be in for some really exceptional episodes coming up here. And since we are here at the end of Rat City, and this is still my show for the time being, I'm going to be a little indulgent here for a moment. Thank you all for listening to Rat City and making this mini-series what it was. We saw the hype posts, the shipping wars, the kind words, and all of the texts and DMs and stories you shared to hype this series up and put it in the eyes and ears of so many people. I know that with a show like this, a lot of questions and theories can come about, so we're going to indulge you a bit. On July 1st, you can join us for a live Q&A with the cast, myself, and our dramaturge, Rosalie Mulliken. We're going to be answering all your hot questions about Rat City, our backstories, crafting the version of the system that we created, the world building, all that fun stuff. So come on down, give us a little watch, have all your questions answered, and then we will put Rat City by Night to bed for good. But for now, even though we have so many more adventures to get to, let's go ahead and finish this one. Here is the rest of the finale of Rat City by Night. We jump forward in time. Meatball secured, fed, the consequences of that feeding, we may never know. But for now, he is okay. As Pidge and Carmela rejoin Peachy and the gang at the gates, at the chain link fence that barricades a deep darkness where they know Ali Manas to be.
Oh, we really gotta stop doing. You know, I thought the whole flea thing would make me stronger. Blow me, cigarette, please.
Don't worry. And takes the cigarette out of his mouth and just hands it over to Peachy.
You're an angel.
She holds it in her cheeks and holds it there as the two of you arrive.
Yeah, hold it in, it helps.
It's very dark here. I'm usually much better at sensing what's going on. I can't... Ollie's in here?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, lungs.
Yeah, no, sorry. Those are they're menthol.
I feel like a dragon. Yeah. Follow me.
And like rubs like your back a little bit to like.
You're gonna feel Peachy's hairless, freakish, wrinkly little cold paw take yours, and she is going to lead you over to a section of wall. And she's going to do. It's called stereotypical behavior in captivity. Animals will engage in repetitive behavior. It looks like that. Looks like she's just jumping up against the wall frantically.
It was here.
And she's gonna land on a spot.
Okay. Peachy? Anand takes a look at Peachy's arm muscles and leg muscles. Maybe stay right behind Barry and I.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. It's been a lot, and I'm realizing half a flea's worse than no flea, and you're a full flea, and maybe that's not a bad thing.
And she pats you on the snout.
I will be here with all of my understanding of our condition to support you. Just promise me one thing.
Yes?
You make sure that Bellamy isn't hurt.
He looks over at Bellamy. Nods.
Swear it on our freedom.
He carefully puts out a paw, Pinky, and I guess Pinky swears.
Pinky swear on my flea leg. We are going to keep Bellamy safe. I don't want any more of this.
And she gestures at her. Again, Cartoon Network close up of like her wrinkly, nasty little self that's now dead.
Lead the way.
I think Barry is just so off balance and is so like in a state of like mild bewilderment at all times. And is along for the ride because he knows that this is the path to Ollie and that's where we need to go. But I think that he's never felt older than he does now.
Carmela's definitely got a lot going on in her little rat brain right now, but I think overall she's actually happy because she finally has Pidge. I mean, like, she's always had Pidge, but like, you know, there's something that they weren't before. And that's nice. There's a light in all of the darkness that is going on, and that is worth fighting for. So she has a tenacity fueling her. And she's ready to fuck this shit up.
As much as Pidge is feeling the same about what is that wasn't before, there's also a part of her that keeps replaying in her mind Roddy saying that they have to leave and that they can't stay in Rat City because they won't get older, and that people will notice, and what's gonna have to change if they leave, what they're gonna have to leave behind. And I think in that moment she's just really trying to not think about that, because if she does, then she's gonna miss out on just how nice it feels to have Carmela's paw in hers as they're walking and following the rest.
I don't know what the truth is better than any other rat. Every single moment I think I'm learning something new about this city. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. We're getting older. This is a young rat city, and I don't know. It just seems all above me. And I don't know what I can actually do here, if anything at all. Maybe my role in all this is just to bear witness to whatever Rat City ends up becoming.
The city story will need to be told after all. As Peachy cuts through the shadows, eventually the fog clears. You will see a small compound, a small nest, if you will, of what is very clearly other plague rats like yourselves. Peachy and Bellamy, you may notice the ranks have increased. Carmela, Pidge, Barry, and Anand, you may note that the ranks are higher than what you would have expected, but lower than what the mayor and the city has made it sound like it is. And all 6 of you may notice a potential new addition, as you can hear one heartbeat in this group. Well, 2 counting Bellamy's, but the other you can hear being that of one Giancarlo Lacerva, standing very close to a tall, brown, powerful, aura-emitting rat who Peachy and Bellamy know to be Ali Manas. Mid-conversation with Giancarlo, and Ollie stops and turns and sees the 6 of you and says, "Oh, I did not anticipate we would be encountering each other again so soon, detectives. And you seem to have brought others with you."
You said we needed time to think. We thunk it, and you are on a dead track to an empty vein. And not like a mining vein, like a blood vein. You're gonna drain this city dry, Ali, and we are not gonna let that happen.
And she stands up, puffing out her very greasy little chest.
Anand, while you were walking, I think if anyone looks at Anand, all of a sudden he has that mask on, and you can see a steel glint in his eye, like he is becoming somebody else as he just takes a roaring leap.
So you're going to make just an unprovoked, unleashed attack on Ali Manas, point blank, no hello, no how are ya, just charging at her, yes?
Yep.
Cool. Make a strength and athletics roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna rouse the blood.
Yep.
with fluent strength, I get to rouse with a reroll. So that is a success on my rouse the blood. So that means I don't get hungrier. You said
Zoop, I made a mistake. Could it be strength and brawl, please? I forgot brawl was a thing.
yeah, cool. You know, same thing to me.
Okay. I'll just
which is
redub that
nothing.
later.
So 2 strength, and then 2 adding the die because I roused the blood. I am at 2 hunger, so
Godspeed.
yeah, that's 1 success.
Not great.
No.
Not great, especially considering that when you attack Alimanas, you do not just attack Alimanas. Ali is the leader of a nest of plague rats. And at the first sign of danger, those other plague rats with their various abilities, capabilities, senses, and reflexes move quicker than you. Mid-air, before you even have the moment to let out a battle cry, you are seized upon by grabbing little paws, pulled down to the ground, and apprehended. You are immobilized. You are muted for a moment as they know full well what is inside a plague rat's mouth. With 8 successes, 2 of them being messy crits, you are removed from this equation as Ollie simply hovers over you and says, "Now that wasn't very intelligent of you. Give me a good reason why I shouldn't kill you here and now."
Peachy in that moment, the soaring over her shoulder, that moment of triumph, so swiftly struck down. She's so ready to just retreat back into her scarf. But there is something whispering in her ear, something that says, no, you are a predator as well. And she squares herself.
You know, for someone who claims to care for their colony, for their plague rats,
And she looks around and makes eye contact with a few of the glowing eyes in the crowd.
you're certainly willing to give them up. Is that all they are to you? Fodder?
When a group of rats in our predicament see the way we've been treated for so long, longing for something to be different, but not knowing how to find that change, oftentimes they rally around someone who's willing to provide it. No, this is not an army at a beck and call. These are not lackeys. These are not disposable warriors. This is my nest. This is my clan, my family. And when you attack one of us, you attack all of us. Something I'm sure. And then she puts a paw on Giancarlo. The Lacervas understand very well, right?
And was Tucker part of your clan too?
I would have liked her to be. She is the one who changed me after all. I owe her so much. But she ran. I haven't seen her.
Well, you won't.
Her demeanor shifts. Why not?
Because she's dead.
How is it that 4 plague rats who don't know the first thing about attacking one another learned how to kill a plague rat?
I might not know much about being a plague rat or how to kill one, but I know how to discipline a child. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fucking spear him.
To assist in that spearing, can I dread gaze to stop her in her tracks?
All I want to say is Peachy will assist. She'll be a booster. You can jump on her. She can handle it.
Carmela, we're going to have you roll for your dread gaze first, and then we'll resolve Barry's attack. So I want you to roll your rouse check, and then charisma plus presence. Ollie will be rolling composure and resolve to resist.
Rouse check is a 6.
You won't get hungrier.
We got 2 failures and 4 successes.
4 successes will, unfortunately for me, do it. A dread gaze from Carmela Lacerva, as you have said, freezes one in their tracks, which is unfortunate if one is staring down the barrel of Barry Sunderson. Barry, now with that resolved, I want strength and brawl. You can add 2 extra dice with Peachy's help.
Okay. Can I also blood surge this?
Yes, and you can do a blood surge. So make a rouse roll.
Okay. Boop-a-da-boop. I get a reroll on this because I also have fluent strength. Highest one is a 6, so we're fine.
Alrighty.
I'll also use my prowess for another rouse check to increase my unarmed damage. That was a 3, so I do get hungry.
Your hunger increases. I believe you were at a 0 before after eating Matthias, and now you're at a 1.
Okay, then this is going to be 10d10. Okay. 9, 6, 8, 2 10s, 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
With 9 successes, Barry, none for Ollie, and with your prowess, you are doing 11 damage to her. An amount of damage that will, for all intents and purposes, give her the appearance of death. What does Barry do in this moment?
I think that Barry kind of like steps a little bit forward, and like he looks like a old man. Like he's very unassuming. It doesn't look like there's much to him. And I think that he like turns back towards Peachy, makes eye contact with her, and turns back towards Ollie, and he kind of like hops backwards a little bit into the air, and like his little feetsies get caught in Peachy's little hand pawsies. It looks like the beginning of like a silly little like acrobatics routine where he's just gonna jump off and jump forward, and that happens, and he's off like a rocket. He's like fully airborne the entire way through, and just like Goldberg wrestling style, just like shoulder directly into the stomach of Ollie, and just like rams. There's no art to it. It's purely just like mass hitting mass, and just charges her onto the ground, and then just stands up and dusts himself off. I want you to know that Tucker gave you this plague, but she did not make you what you are.
Ollie lays there on the ground, unconscious. Hard to know when one of these plague rats is no more because you can never hear a heartbeat, but the nest of other plague rats here seem to have a sense. They scatter off of Anand's body, no longer apprehended. They look at each other, they look at Ollie, they look at you. The very rat who led Peachy and Bellamy here, looking confused, thinking they were on the same team. One speaks up. What do we do? Another. We have to leave. This is. We have to leave. And then a whole of them run out into the shadows through the chain link fence to where, hard to say, perhaps scattering amongst the city, no one left to unify them. You are left there with one laughing Giancarlo Lacerva, who holds out an arm to lift you up, Anan.
I would like to get a premonition.
I would like to use a rouse check to intentionally get a premonition. And what I am trying to get a premonition for is Ollie actually dead? And if not, what do I have to do to permanently end Ollie?
Okay. To receive that premonition, I will have you roll Resolve and Auspex.
Okay. So first, I'm going to do the rouse check to use it. A 5 is a failure, so that makes me 3 hunger. Can I rouse the blood for this check as well?
Yes.
Okay. That is a 1, so that increases my hunger to a 4. So I have 4 hunger. Resolve is 3. Auspex is 2, plus 2 more. Then I take 4 away, make those hunger. That is 2 10s, one of which is on my hunger die, plus 2 more successes.
I think during this, Barry kind of like collapses down and just like sits on the ground and like looks over to Juan Carlo and looks back over to Carmela and Pidge and like kind of makes a motion of like, he's your dad.
Peachy is gonna look at Bellamy while this occurs.
Hey, Bellamy?
Yeah.
I think this is a case closed.
I think that sounds about right, Peachy. Just watching all of these plague rats duking it out.
Barry also makes his way over to Bellamy at some point and just like holds a paw out for a cigarette. Like, can I try one of those?
Oh yeah, I got you. And you see he reaches into his jacket pocket and takes out a cigarette box that would look like what we might recognize as being similar to a Marlboro cigarette box with the red top, white body of it. But the actual logo on it is 2 rats smoking cigarettes together, and the with the name of it being Rat Bros. And he hands you a cigarette. Need a lighter?
Yes, please.
I got you. And he takes out and lights it for you.
Oh, that's nice.
I found that it helps keeps the fleas away. Does something to the blood, I think.
Bad blood. Not tasty for a flea to drink.
Not tasty for a flea.
Here's hoping, as he takes another drag.
You all reconcile with what's immediately in front of you, but Anand, what's immediately in front of you is in your own mind. A premonition you are looking for, and a premonition you will receive, and it will be a guided premonition by your rat saint. The voice you hear when your hunger is high and the danger is higher. And they whisper in your ear, if
you are looking for ways to kill, I know them all.
And you are guided through rats throughout history. You see rats in large piles, struggling from starvation, extreme cold, the ancient rats merely looking for ways to live, never truly finding any, multiplying regardless of that. You see rat wars being waged in the ancient times on ships, in fields, in deserts, rats being stabbed through the heart, flopping left and right, back and forth, only getting worse. Traveling to places unknown, their very existence causing the deaths of those taller and greater than them. And at the end of everything, you see your rat saint, arms folded in front of a large, burning rathedral, not the one you recognize, but a symbolic church, if you will, with the shrieks of several rats inside of it. And he extends his arm to you in the same fashion that Giancarlo is extending it to you and saying, if you truly want this to end, there's only one way to do it. And then the vision ends.
Anand will cock his head to the side. He takes Giancarlo's hand and stands up. He looks at the others. Ollie isn't dead yet. He looks at Bellamy. Do you by chance have something to drink?
Drink. Let's see. And like opens up his jacket. You looking? I mean, you trying to take the edge off, or just need a little bit of hydration?
I need to take the edge off.
Well, I don't usually share this, but and he takes out a glass. It almost looks like a glass, like vial. That would have been like taken like from some human science lab of some kind, just like a vial with this dark brown liquid in it that kind of swirls around in it as he pulls it out. This stuff is strong, so I wouldn't drink it all at once.
I promise not to do that. And then, to your shock and dismay, he takes it, pops it open, and pours the whole bottle onto Ollie before dropping the lighter.
You watch Ollie go up in flames, quickly, easily. In your mind, Anand, you can feel one premonition being resolved, the vision of the two cats dissolving from your memory. As Giancarlo stands in front of all of you and says, impressive. I just had this feeling that if I came here, one way or the other, this particular scuffle would be resolved. So thank you. One less thing to worry about. I don't know where those rats are going, though. Seems like Rat City's gonna be different going forward. Unless you intend to hunt down every single one and burn them all.
No, but what do you intend to do with that?
I will do what the LeServers have always done. There's a new element to the game here now, and I'd be foolish to not cash in on it. I didn't get exactly what I wanted, but I have the gift of information. All I really gotta do is figure out where all those rats scurried off to and see if we can make them offers they can't refuse.
Just find out what they want and maybe strike a deal with them. Just food for thought.
What do you think I'm trying to do here?
There's a way of wording things where, maybe we could go a little less menacing. Just a thought, I don't know.
He cracks a paw on the asphalt that breaks a little bit under his paw. And I've been playing it nice for too long.
Really?
Carmela. What do you think the point of accumulating power is? Is it to open nightclubs and make sure we're feeding rats and opening restaurants and just kind of doing whatever we want for fun? No. If you can control the city like this, then you're untouchable. Our way of life preserved forever. And having plague rats in the team, that makes it a lot easier. I'm not gonna ask you to agree or join sides or whatever. You've clearly made your choice, gestures to Pidge. But this is the future now. And this is for all of you. If you have any intention of coming after me, you better not fucking miss. But I wouldn't recommend it. Detectives, I thank you for your hard work. It seems my daughter and I have an irreconcilable difference.
I think Anand is gonna look at him. He's gonna look at the assembled folks here and realizes that he trusts all of them, even the new ones, even Peachy, even Bellamy, and says to Giancarlo, you try to preserve your way of life. We will preserve Rat City. And when I come for you, I won't miss.
Challenge accepted. Best of luck. I mean it. And he kind of shoves his way through. There's an understanding here that he knows nothing further can happen here this night. And he walks into the shadows, leaving the six of you here in a city forever changed. The principal sires of Rat City no more, as far as you know, but the plague still very much so in this town. Your futures in question, your lives changed, your second lives given unto you. So we will ask each of you one final time, what do you do now that you have this gift or this curse, whatever you want to call it, and how do you continue on in Rat City?
I imagine that Carm and Pidge adopt a little pet cockroach and they continue running Pidge's Pie in the Sky with Carm on books, kind of what we discussed, and they live a nice little happy life. Meatball swings by the shop every once in a while, always for, I don't know if it's his nightly pie or his weekly pie, but he always makes sure to get his slice one way or another.
In addition to all of that, even though I can't taste them anymore, I've named a new pie flavor after Carm. It's become my new favorite. And I just try to keep the shop going for as long as we can. Not really thinking about when we're gonna have to leave, if we're gonna have to leave. I'm just enjoying it now.
I think that Barry takes a trip that he's been wanting to for a while, and he goes to watch the sunrise. And I think that as he finds a nice little rock to sit on, and as he faces out to the horizon, he thinks about the end of his first life and the song that he was singing. Facing out to the horizon as the sun comes up, he just finishes away.
Anand watches the other three figure out ways to continue, but he knows that we have greater problems. Not only is Rat City at stake, but so is Ratsfield and all the other rats places if people start escaping. Maybe we can come to some sort of agreement so that plague rats and regular rats can live together in safety. But most importantly is to preserve the tenants of Rat City that he loves. To love each other, to care for each other, to welcome outsiders. And he's gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that happens, whether that means that he's got to put on a mask, whether that means he's got to assemble a team, whether that means that he has to join forces with people he doesn't want to, he is going to make sure Rat City stays safe for every rat.
Much like how our story began, Peachy's dragging her latest tape. See, her broadcasts have changed a bit. Of course, the mayor, she's still the focus, but it's also out to her fellow Fleaborn, as she calls them. Don't fall for Big Flea, is her message. She's overcome her fleeness. Surely you can. And remember, don't trust your government officials. Because if you think the government wouldn't do that, oh yes they would. And she of course does it with her best friend, Bellamy Rex.
You know, aside from helping Peachy, you know, I realized that not every one of these Fleaborn are gonna necessarily have anyone who can help them. You know, it's not really a Rat City that's made for them. Not yet. And so I think I spend my time trying to, I don't know, learn how to help. I spend a lot of time with Peachy. I get to see the way that she learns to live. And honestly, I think it kind of helps knowing exactly what it takes. You know, I'm not so scared around other fleas these days, but you know, I just hope I can pass along that knowledge to anyone who might need it, to any new fleas, Fleaborn, whatever Peachy wants to call them. I don't know. I try to make a difference where I can, but I'm just one rat.
Just one rat in a city full of them. Just one story in an ocean of stories that could be told inside of a newly changed, shifting Rat City. What other stories exist in this town? Well, that's not up to me. Could be up to you. But I can tell you that if you were to look in the backyard of the Rat Cathedral, you would see a hastily buried plot of land, and you would see a small rat paw bursting out of the ground, ready to eat again.